Good morning, guys. It is an exciting but also sad morning here aboard Athena. We've spent the last 6 months here in Gosport. We've really enjoyed being here and we've made a lot of really good friends. But our UK visas are about to expire, so we need to start moving. The plan for today is to head to Southampton, which is about 17 miles from here. There we're going to be hanging out with our good friends and fellow YouTubers aboard Cadoha for a couple of days. My name is Mess, this is my wife Ava. I've spent the last 5 years on a somewhat extensive refit of our 1987 Warrior 38 named Athena. That was a DIY fun-packed adventure complete with a very extensive osmosis treatment, building a new rudder using vacuum infusion, rebuilding the entire deck, gutting and subsequently rebuilding most of the interior, painting the top sides, and a ton of other projects. The summer of 2021 we started cruising full time. Now we're finally ready to begin our adventure. We know that the fuel here in Gosport is good. There's no water in the fuel, there's no contaminants, so before we go we might as well top off our tanks. I've already transferred most of the diesel from our day tank into our galley tank. That way there's going to be less transferring to do at the fuel pump.
Okay, off.
Good sail. Thank you. Ava is in charge of refueling the day tank, and while we're doing that, we have the little fuel transfer pump way back down there, transferring diesel from the 180 liter day tank to the 200 liter galley tank. The last time we were refueling here, we used one of those funnels that is a water separator and also has a little screen in it to sift out any kind of debris, but there's nothing in there, so we know the fuel here is good, so we might as well not use that funnel and just have the luxury of faster refueling.
We are on our way, and there are the last little bits of Gosport in the background, and we're really gonna miss it. I think when we got to Gosport, we were a little nervous. We had no idea where we are. I think if you know Gosport, you understand what we mean, but it's really grown on us, especially just like going on walks and learning about the history, and especially the people have made it really special for us, and we are just so grateful it was our home for the winter, and we are really gonna miss it. Boo, do you hear that?
No?
You don't hear anything?
No?
Me either, because there's no engine on! Sun is shining, it's like 50 degrees, there's 14 knots of wind. I think we picked the perfect day to leave, and there is also a ton of boats out here. I think everybody's taking advantage of the nice weather, and it definitely feels like sailing season is upon us.
We have about 10 knots of wind. We're going basically straight downwind. It's really nice and sunny. Life is good.
Feels so good to finally be sailing. Look at that beauty go.
I'm not going to put up the main because we haven't really tested it since we re-stepped the mast, and there is a little bit of bend in the mast. I just want to go out a day where there is absolutely no wind, just to make sure that the furling works the way it's supposed to.
And I've just gotten done securing things down below, and when I mean securing, of course I mean taping them. Because you would think that in the past 6 months we would have installed our door handles and strikers, but you know what? We didn't. The tape has really grown on us. And if you take a look at Exhibit A, you will find the history of our tape. We have our light tape from when we first left Denmark, and then we moved on to making a blue tape door handle. This tape has turned out to be crap in holding bathroom doors shut, but this clear tape really seems to be coming through today. You know, it's just a cruiser's life. You just gotta tape things and get going.
I think we have to recalibrate our autopilot. It seems to be a little bit off on the heading, but I've just engaged wind hold, so we don't have to do manual steering.
All right, I had to get this on camera for evidence. Mads, tell the people what you just said.
I said it's nice and comfortable out here.
No, tell them the truth.
Okay, it's a little cold in the shade.
There you have it, people. Mads is officially cold.
As we approached the entrance to the Hamble, there were a few other boats zipping around, and I'm used to being basically the only boat on the water, so to not get too stressed out, I started the motor and furled the sail. From there is a quick jump up to Southampton and the River Itchen, where our friends from Cadoha were waiting for us on the dock to catch our lines. Here is one Warrior 38, that's Athena, you guys are pretty familiar with her, and then down there is Cadoha, another Warrior 38.
This is our Trident Warrior 38, not quite as spiffy as Athena, but she's a work in progress, as you can see. Why don't you come check her out? Our Warrior is a little bit different to most. I have it on good authority that this is actually the only model laid out this way. I'm not 100% sure though, but this was 1984 our boat was built, so maybe they tried it this way and then evolved over time. There's a few unique differences here, I think.
Yeah, well, I think ours was put together for the brochure when they first started selling or promoting the Trident Warriors.
So here, yeah.
So it could have been a trial layout for all we know. Okay, I think one of the main differences of the Trident Warriors R1 versus the others is the forward area. So as far as I know, most Trident Warriors have a V berth in here, whereas we've got the berth over to one side and head here, dressing area and a workshop forward, which is quite unique.
Welcome to our technical compartment. And although it's kind of just evolved into a technical compartment, in fact, it'd probably be easier if you came in here, but we've basically got our Dometic fridge, with our washing machine and our Hoover and our diesel dipper, and that's kind of just all tucked out the way. And it seemed to make more sense than a sleeping berth. We have two heads aboard Cadoha, and they both happen to be on the port side, which, in hindsight, maybe they could have had one either side, and I think going forward, that was one of the changes that Trident made. So whichever side you're tacking, you can go to the toilet and not get soaking wet. But not for us. We get soaking wet. One of the features I actually really like, and Trident seemed to have changed along the way, was having this separate nav station, as in it feels independent from the sleeping area and independent from here. And you know, there's probably some proper sailors watching this, and I should be mindful of what I'm saying, but it's kind of turned into my editing studio. I can just shut the door and get on with what I'm doing, and you have that space. And on a 38-foot boat, it's nice just to have a little somewhere where you can close off the world and get stuff done. So yeah, I think that's a little bit different to Athena as well.
It was really cool to get a quick peek aboard Cadoha and see the completely different layout compared to what Athena has now, but also what she had when I first got her. The good crew aboard Cadoha makes some really spiffy YouTube videos with some amazing drone footage. They are well worth checking out, so I'll include a link for their channel down in the description. The canvas guys swung by this morning and reinstalled our spray hood and the backdrop. This thing is awesome. Out here the wind is a little bit cold, but in there it is really nice and toasty. Ava has already proclaimed our little mini enclosure here a game changer, and I am sure on our upcoming trip to France this is going to be really nice just to be able to sit in there and get out of the wind. The only change the canvas guys have made to the spray hood is the addition of this flap here. I am hoping that'll keep rainwater out of the cockpit. But now for something completely different. I believe Ava has some kind of surprise.
There's a place here in the UK where Mads has been dying to go since we got here, but we've been so busy, especially him finishing all the projects, that we haven't had time to go, but we're here now in Southampton, and the place is in Southampton, so I'm gonna surprise and take him today.
We're at
Costco! Something terrible has happened.
So it turns out that the requirements for getting a Costco membership are a little bit more restrictive here in the UK than in the US. So we walked 3.5 miles to get to Costco. Find out we do not qualify for a Costco membership, so no access.
Denied.
So yeah, now we're heading back to the boat. Besides our little Costco mishap, which was quite hilarious, we've had a lovely couple of days here in Southampton with Cadoha. But yeah, like I said in the beginning of the video, our visas are about to expire, so yet again, we need to get moving. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. See you guys.
I've literally been away from the dock for 5 minutes, but I am already in love with our enclosure. There's so much visibility. These windows are huge. Most importantly, we're out of the wind. It's so nice. It feels so comfortable. I think this is going to be a huge game changer.
It's official. For the first time ever, Athena has up both of her brand new sails. We're in no way trimmed right now, but the sails still look pretty dang spiffy. We're only going to leave these sails up for a little bit. Today's a nice calm day and I want to see if we can fix that heading issue we've got. Over there is the control unit for the autopilot. I believe that is showing the heading based off of the electronic compass in the forward cabin. It's around 40 degrees off of our actual heading, which we can also see on the chart plotter. We're in this little triangle here, and on the chart plotter it looks like we're heading straight for shore, which would be right in there, but in fact we are going that away. Right now we're heading to Yarmouth and we're fighting about 2.3 knots of current. Now to calibrate all of this electronic gizmo stuff, we will need to go with the current, at least as the procedure is described on the interweb. So yeah, we better wait until we're a little bit closer to Yarmouth, because otherwise we're just gonna get pushed way back there. It is a little bit later in the day. I think it's about as calm out here as it's gonna get. Let's go ahead and see if we can get that autopilot retuned. In the instructions there is a dealer setup, but I can't really find that, so let's just go ahead and do the sea trial wizard. The wizard is the exact same procedure I showed in the video from last summer where we commissioned the autopilot. It worked like a charm. Everything is now nicely lined up. Upon getting to Yarmouth, we decided to grab a mooring ball outside of the harbor to enjoy the peace and quiet of not being in a marina. There was still a little bit of current, which made grabbing the mooring ball a fun challenge. We snug up on it slowly and Ava managed to hook it in the first go. Before we head to France, it would be really awesome if we could get the door handle on the door for the head here. That would greatly reduce our tape consumption and also just make life a little bit easier. It wasn't easy because that door is 18mm plywood, so the door handle has to be one of these flush mounted door handles, which are very hard to find in good quality. We ended up ordering this stuff from the US. This is 100% stainless and the mechanism feels pretty nice compared to the ones I've tried here in Europe. But there is one small challenge, and that is this guy. Because we're going to be mounting this guy on the inside of the door, this doohickey is not going to work. We need a regular striker plate, something like this guy that I found here in the UK. The only challenge with this guy is that the hole is too small. I suspect if you need where to go, finding one of these striker plates with the right dimensions is relatively easy. I did not know where to go and I spent hours, and the best I could do was this guy. So yeah, we're gonna have to enlarge the hole here. That is gonna be a time-consuming and fiddly process. Here you go, love of my life.
Thank you. At this point, I would do anything for the convenience of a door handle.
Ava clearly got the most entertaining of the jobs right now. My job is going to be to mount the door portion of the door handle. A quick bit of Googling has revealed that the standard height for a door handle is 1 meter, so let's adhere to that. That's right here under our yellow tape. That'll put this guy on the inside of the door, somewhere right around here, and then we just have to put him a little bit in to be able to clear the door frame. I put a little line here to represent the door frame, and I think I'm going to mount this guy so that when he's depressed, he is on the inside of that to make sure that the door can actually close. So something like that. Of course, that means we have a very tight tolerance in here, so that's probably going to make the whole striker mounting a little bit more exciting, but yeah, I think this is my only option. It is a little bit rolly here, and that of course just makes it more interesting to install the door handle. I am going to have to shorten this little stubby bit here, but I figured it's best to do that until I figured out if I need to add a little spacer under here to get this to line up with the striker plate. So for now, let's just leave the door handle like this. How's the filing coming along?
I'm so close, baby. I'm almost there.
Wow, that is good progress. Good job.
That's right, fastest file in the West.
Ava did a really good job with this little guy. We may have to take a little bit more off of this top edge up here, but let's see how it fits. Ah yes, precision work while the boat is rocking and rolling. What could possibly go wrong? After a little bit of chiseling, I am gonna go ahead and pronounce that a perfectly decent fit considering the circumstances. And just like that, we have a semi-functional door handle. Semi-functional because right now it can only be opened from the outside. I still have to add the inside handle. I did have to cheat a little bit to get this guy to work. Because of the tight tolerances over here, I had to add 2 little pieces of flexible cutting board under it to get the right distance here. Now those I can replace with fiberglass this summer when I'm doing other fiberglass projects, and then we can paint all of it and you won't ever see them. It looks like we need to trim the pokey bit on the inside of the door to about 15 millimeters. Ta-da! A fully functional door for the head that opens both from the outside and from the inside. Why don't we have my lovely wife remove 9 months worth of tape?
Sew on clear tape, sew on yellow tape, sew on other yellow tape, and goodbye.
Oh, that one's gotta be tricky.
Blue tape. All right, I'm just gonna be walking in and out of the head all night.
If you guys recall, a few weeks back we installed 1600 watts of solar on our solar arch, and today has been a really nice day. Bear in mind we are still in late March, so we're not at peak season yet, but it's been very nice and sunny. If you guys take a peek down here, you can see that today we have managed to produce 5.6 kilowatt hours worth of juice. That is pretty good for this time of year, but as you can see, it has been a really nice sunny day. Our day's not over yet, so I am expecting us to hit the 6 kilowatt hour mark. Although that is a lot of juice, as you can see here, the state of charge on our lithium batteries is only 50%. Earlier today, Ava made delicious pancakes on a skillet on the induction cooktop, and she made bacon in the oven. We also have the fridge and the freezer running, so yes, we've consumed a lot of energy today. As you can see here behind me on our tank gauges, our fresh water tank is at 0%. Now we're heading towards France early in the morning, and I don't want to leave here with a completely empty water tank. That wouldn't be safe. And also we want to cook some dinner tonight, and with the battery only at 50%, we're going to have to run the genset. And we're charging with 1800 watts. Sweet, sweet dinosaur squeezings. This is our first day away from shore power with the new solar panels, so we're still very much figuring out how and when to use energy so that we run the genset as little as possible. The good news is that even with the genset running and the water maker pumping out delicious fresh water, it's not loud here inside of the boat, and outside of the boat you basically can't hear it at all. Now, like I said, I'd like to run the genset as little as possible, and I think once we make it further south and we're getting even more solar, that'll certainly help. But after crossing the Atlantic and a winter in the US, I think we're going to be heading north again for some high latitude sailing. And there, the solar panels on their own are definitely not going to cut it. I know there's a bunch of you guys that are very interested in the whole energy budget thing. So how much we're getting from solar, how much from the genset, how much we're consuming, stuff like that. And thanks to the Victron stuff, all of that gets logged. So once we've got a few months of data, I'll make a video about just that, the energy budget. Early in the morning, now equipped with our fancy new door handle, we are going to be heading to France, to Cherbourg to be exact. Now, before we go, I want to make sure I get this video uploaded because I think it's going to take us a bit of time to find a data SIM card in France, given that none of us speak French. So yeah, if you've got a suggestion as to what carrier we should go with, please go ahead and leave a comment down below. So we'll end this week's video here. We hope to see all of you guys next week in France. As always, feel free to leave a comment down below, and don't forget, if you've enjoyed this video,
Please remember to leave a like.
see you!